On May 25th, 2012, a video was uploaded to the internet. The video they're referring to was uploaded to the now defunct site bestscore.com, quickly gaining notoriety across the web as one of the most depraved videos on the internet. Titled "One Lunatic, One Ice Pick," the video sent shockwaves online and induced an international manhunt. The story you're about to hear is one of the craziest that I've come across, and it'll stick with you forever. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of One Lunatic, One Ice Pick, one of the darkest videos on the internet. 2010. It was the golden age of the internet. YouTube was just 5 years old and was barely becoming the world's largest video sharing site where anyone could upload anything they pleased. I was only 5 years old, watching Minecraft Let's Plays, Call of Duty montages, and music videos, having a grand old time. For me and many of you, early YouTube was a place of nostalgia, a warm memory frozen in time that I often come back to relive the... What's this? What the fuck did I just watch? You see, with how much good there was on the internet, there was just as much bad. It was a place for people to share their creativity with others, but this wasn't always a good thing. Because with videos such as this, an upload from December 21st, 2010, titled "One Boy, Two Kittens," it showed how dark a place the internet could really be. Uploaded by user YouOnlyWish500, the video depicts an unknown hooded man playing with two kittens on a bed. A seemingly innocent video, one you would think nothing of, until he begins placing them inside of what appears to be a vacuum bag, and then the video takes a dark turn. He uses a vacuum to suck the air out of the bag, leading to the death of the two kittens, before he proceeds to show off their corpses on camera. It was such an evil thing to do, and it was obvious the poster had no remorse because the comment he left on his video stated, "All haters can suck my huge LOL. Who could have done this, and what was the purpose behind an act like this? The video quickly received negative attention online. After it was reported by a number of users, it was eventually taken down. But this still didn't sit right with some, because if there was someone out there that was this comfortable abusing animals on camera, then who knew what he was doing in private? People wanted answers. This led to the creation of a Facebook group with its sole purpose being to track down and apprehend the person in the video committing these acts. It was called Find the Kitten Vacuumer for Great Justice, and eventually grew to thousands of members who wanted to help catch this guy. Although, whoever this man was, knew people were looking for him, and he chose to respond. Over the coming days, he uploaded photos of himself online, further abusing these kittens. More photos were posted of them after they had died as well. One photo even included his face, but he used an editing software to pixelate it out. It's clear whoever this was liking the attention he was getting from his crimes, releasing these photos as a way to taunt those investigating him. But this only encouraged people to work harder. The admins of the Facebook group started analyzing every minute detail of this video, creating photos out of every frame that was used to identify potential clues, where they eventually found the exact wolf blanket shown on the bed, and the exact same model of vacuum used by the killer. Unfortunately, this didn't lead them any closer to finding who the actual person was. It got to a point where people inside the Facebook group started accusing random people that they found online they thought resembled the killer, but cited no evidence. It seemed like this group was turning into a dumpster fire, moderators having to heavily regulate the community while still getting no answers, and it made them question if they should just give up, and unfortunately let this guy get away with the disgusting acts that he committed. But then something happened. One of the members of the Facebook group received an anonymous message that stated, "The name of the kitten vacuumer you are looking for is Luca Magnotta." Who the hell is Luca Magnotta? Rightfully, that's what everyone else thought. Members of the Facebook group searched up his name online and they were blown away by what they saw. Hundreds upon hundreds of photos of a man who looked to be some sort of celebrity, as well as hundreds of fan accounts and YouTube channels dedicated to worshipping this guy. Further down the rabbit hole, it was revealed that Luka Magnotta starred in a number of gay videos and was a male pinup model working as a stripper in his free time. He even tried making breakthroughs in reality TV, appearing in audition videos for the TV series Cover Guy and the plastic surgery show Plastic Makes Perfect. At a glance, it appeared that Luka Magnotta was living the high life. Several photos showed him driving expensive cars, chilling in hot tubs, strolling on the beach, posing in front of the Eiffel Tower, among many others that alluded to this guy being a successful, well-off individual. There was even a crazy rumor about him that appeared in news headlines in 2007 that he was in a previous relationship with serial killer Karla Homolka. In a Toronto Sun interview titled, "Homolka Rumor Ruins Model's Life," he denied the allegations.
The rumors destroyed my life, basically, and I've been receiving death threats. I want to set the record straight that me and her have absolutely no connection.
So, a rich male model traveling the world who at the same time was dealing with defamation rumors was spending his free time killing cats on the internet? Something doesn't add up. Not that being rich or successful means you're incapable of committing heinous crimes, but it seems like it'd be beneath him. It's low-life loser behavior, and from what we've gathered before, it seems like the killer got a high off of people's negative attention towards his actions. As a rich and famous model, Luka Magnotta was already getting all the attention he wanted, right? That's what we all thought. But then, everything changed. The Facebook group thought this was unbelievable. There was no way this was the guy. But then they discovered something. When you look closely at a number of Luka's photos, something seems off, though it's hard to put your finger on what it is. He looks weird, misplaced, like he shouldn't be there. He appears fake. Holy shit, what did we just uncover? Luka Magnotta was indeed a real person, but he was nothing like he appeared to be online. The Facebook group found that a lot of Luka's pictures had been photoshopped, posting his head on other random people he found around the internet to make it look like he was having a great time. But this wasn't true. On his many blogs and Flickr accounts, you can see that in many of his photos, his head looks disproportionate, or the lighting doesn't match up. Some of the photos on these accounts don't even appear to be him, but people that slightly resemble him. But it gets even weirder. Let's take a closer look at these Luka fan accounts. They all appear low effort, quickly made, with no thought behind it. Most have clips from TV shows and movies that are simply titled Luka Magnotta or something of that variety. And when you click on some of these videos across these different accounts, they will say the same thing. This is a video I made for Luka Magnotta of his favorite Sopranos scene. Another video I made for Luka, I know he loves Sopranos. But that's not all. Completely different accounts will have slideshows of his photos set to famous songs from the 80s, and a number of the channel descriptions often have some sort of no hate or negativity towards Luka written. It's super weird how many accounts there are using the same exact titles and verbiage, referencing the same TV shows and movies, and using the same exact music, especially when you take the truth of his actual career into account. It's true, he starred in some adult videos and pinup shoots, but they were nothing prolific. They were low budget, and it was unlikely he would have gained such a dedicated following from it. In fact, he was broke. Further research showed that he filed for bankruptcy in 2007 and had no reported income. Yeah, I think you know where I'm going with this. It seems all these fan accounts were not run by the so-called Luka Magnotta worshippers, but by Luka himself. But why go through all this effort for something so trivial? Well, it's because Luka's self-image is what mattered to him most. He wanted to appear online as a successful superstar, fabricating all these accounts so that when people searched up his name, they'd be met with all of his photos, where he appeared to be living the life. But in actuality, Luka was a nobody. The Facebook group investigation stated the following. He seems to have filled the internet with false information about himself. We have been able to cross-reference and check information to prove that it was indeed false and created by himself to promote his image, some of which even contradicts information he posted about himself earlier. He posts across the internet, in iNews, blogs, and forums in an effort to increase his fame. He tries to link himself to celebrities by commenting on articles featuring them, saying, "She is dating Luca Magnotta, just so you know." He especially likes to tie himself to the following celebrities: Michael Jackson, Madonna, Marilyn Monroe, James Dean, John Lennon, and Karla Homolka. You heard it correct. He fabricated the Karla Homolka rumors himself for the sole purpose of getting it in the news, so more people knew his name. What we have here is a narcissistic man obsessed with his own self-image, a textbook loser who can't stand the fact that he's not as important as he wants to be. But that's when he was the most dangerous. On December 2nd, 2011, another video was uploaded to YouTube by user JasmineTheCat666 called Bath Time LOL, where a guy wearing sunglasses lowers a kitten tied to a broomstick into a bathtub, and, well, I think you can guess what happened next. He struck again, and the internet was pissed. But he loved the attention he was getting because the exact same day, he would upload another video to a site called Flix by an account in North London. It was titled Python Christmas, and it showed the exact same guy, this time dressed in a Santa suit, playing with a kitten on the floor. But then a large python snake enters the frame and sadly kills it. People were mortified and shocked by the level of evil Luca would go for attention. I can't get that kitten's poor scared face out of my head. Is anything being done to catch this sicko? This is horrific and so upsetting. Please, please someone stop these sick cowards. This is horrific and the person/people must be caught. This is how child abusers, murderers, and serial killers get started. They practice on animals first. Utter evil. At this point, online investigators wanted this guy locked up, and public bounties were even put out for his arrest. And as news outlets started to catch wind of this case, it was eventually picked up by British reporter Alex West, who would receive an anonymous tip by an individual who knew Luca's whereabouts. He was supposedly staying at a pub hotel called the Fusilier Inn in Britain. Alex West decided to pay him a visit, but secretly recorded their conversation. What you're about to hear is their interaction.
Luca, can I have a quick word? I'm a journalist of the Sun newspaper. No. What are you doing in London now?
Because of the harassment.
What harassment?
I'm getting death threats.
Saying what?
Anything you can imagine. They're going to kill me.
Why?
Because of these stories.
But a lot of people are saying that this chap is responsible for killing the kittens in the YouTube videos. This is you in the picture here.
No, it's not.
It certainly looks like you.
It's not me.
That isn't you.
No. People are really good with Photoshop these days, aren't they? People frame me, isn't that obvious?
Why would somebody do that? Have they got an investment industry?
Many people do.
What for?
I won't get into that.
Okay. We're not really getting very far. We'll have to leave it at that, I think.
Yes, I think we do. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
He clearly sounded like someone on the defensive who had carefully crafted and manufactured a response, claiming everyone else was harassing him and the world was against him, trying to frame him as the killer. But this is the point where things go from bad to horrible, because shortly after this interview, Alex West received an extremely disturbing email that read, "Well, I have to say goodbye for now, but don't worry, in the near future you'll be hearing from me again. This time, however, the victims won't be small animals. I will, however, send you a copy of the new video I'm going to be making. You see, killing is different than smoking. With smoking, you can actually quit. Once you kill and taste, it's impossible to stop. The urge is just too strong to not continue. You know, the fun part of all this is watching millions of people get very angry and frustrated because they can't catch me. That's why I love this. I love the risk factor. It's so fun watching people work so hard gathering all the evidence, then not being able to name me or catch me. You see, I always win. I always hold the trump card, and I will continue to make more movies. Next time you hear from me, it will be in a movie I am producing that will have some humans in it, not just pussies. Well, it was fun fucking around with everyone, so have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. I know I will. Getting away with all this, now that's genius. Signed, John Kilbride, the name of one of the child Moore murders victims. This is insanity, and the rabbit hole just continues to get darker and darker. On March 3rd, 2012, a post was made on his Blogspot account titled Necrophiliac Serial Killer Luca Magnotta, where he posted about his fetish for having sex with the corpse of a young man. This blog has since then been taken down. Similarly, on April 22nd, Luca would upload a video to YouTube titled Cannibal Serial Killer Luca Magnotta, which was a slideshow of his images set to the song True Faith by the 80s group New Order. It appeared that Luca was about to cross a line of no return, as on May 15th, he began lurking online as user Alexis Valorenreich and several other aliases talking about a video that he supposedly found on the internet. On one site, he posted, "There is a video floating around the deep web. It shows a boy wearing a purple hoodie jacket holding an ice pick killing somebody. I have not actually seen the video, but I hear it's pretty disturbing and depicts acts of cannibalism and other sickening acts. The video is apparently shot in San Francisco and the boy's identity is not known. The videos are reportedly filmed to sell on the black market for huge amounts of money. I would like anyone who has seen it or anybody who has a copy to get in touch. I am very curious, and this is the only photo I could find online of the video." He also posted several discussions about it on YouTube and Dailymotion, asking if anybody in the community has seen the video. The next day, he posted as Anonymous Girl 4 on psychforums.com. The thread titled, "The One Lunatic, One Ice Pick Video," contained the following post. Firstly, don't worry, I am not posting graphic details or links to the video. I'm just curious as to what would possess somebody to do this type of crime. There is a video of a guy around age 20 from San Francisco. He apparently made real that depict cannibalism and along with the murder. I am doing research on this and I would very much appreciate any and all advice and help you could give me. Is he a psychopath or antisocial or what? I know we don't have a lot of details, but based on the crime itself, thanks in advance. It instantly became a hot topic, spanning over 1,000 replies. Never heard of it, but I searched on Google and nothing came up, so I'm guessing it's fake. There's not much anyone can tell you without more details on the case in question. A little more info on the crime scene as well will give us some insight into the killer's mind. Are you law enforcement, a profiler, a private investigator, or the 20-year-old who did the deed and now wants to know if the cat's out of the bag? The reason nobody knew anything of this video at the time was because it didn't exist yet. Luca had been referring to his own video he was planning to make the entire time. This image of the purple hooded man in front of the Casablanca poster was a pre-made image Luca had taken to grab people's interest as a sort of teaser before he planned to release his movie. It's so chilling looking at all these past posts, all these people unaware that they were talking to a soon-to-be murderer. And by the time an ad appeared on Craigslist on May 24th, 2012, his plan was already set in motion. The ad stated the following: "I am looking for a sexy guy who is interested into becoming an actor in a personal movie I am making. Please be between 18 and 35, good looking. I am making the movie for me. It's for fun, so I'm not going to pay you anything. If you are interested, send me your stats with a face pic and a body pic. Remember, no pic equals no answer." His aggressive and disturbing behavior caused many on the site to advise everyone to stay away from him, but unfortunately, someone responded. His name was Jun Lin, a 33-year-old Chinese student who matched the description Luca was looking for. He was good-looking, in the right age range, and was comfortable being on film, although he didn't realize what he had just signed up for. On the night of May 24th, Jun Lin left work at 5 p.m. and sent his last text message to his friend before turning his phone off at 9 p.m. Luca and Jun Lin can be seen entering the apartment on security cameras. But this was sadly the last anyone ever saw of Jun Lin. A couple hours went by and a video was found posted to bestscore.com titled "One Lunatic, One Ice Pick." The video opens up with a hooded Luca hovering over Jun Lin, who was tied to the bed. The same New Order 80 song hauntingly playing over the footage. Then, over the next 11 minutes, he was murdered and dismembered in ways that are too gruesome to describe, all while the camera was still rolling. After this video went up, people who watched it were left sick, disgusted, and horrified, and some believed that it wasn't even real, but sadly it was. By this point, Luca Magnotta wanted everyone to know his name. Members of the earlier Facebook group were devastated that their efforts were unable to save this man's life. Luca, who boarded a plane from Montreal to Paris the following day, had received the attention he had desired, but it wasn't over. Montana lawyer Roger Revel, who happened to stumble upon the video, was shocked and disgusted by its contents. He believed it was real and contacted the FBI and Toronto police, but they didn't look further into it because they thought the story was too unbelievable. However, things turned a little more real on May 29th, the day Jun Lin was officially reported missing. That same day, a janitor found a suitcase on the curb of 5720 Daiquiri Boulevard, where he found the dismembered torso of Jun Lin, which was later identified that upcoming Friday. This prompted the police to take it seriously, and now they were on a manhunt. The Daiquiri Boulevard apartment was searched by police, and they found the murder weapons inside of black plastic bags in the garbage. They suspected the one who was renting out room 208 to be the one responsible, because upon entering the room, they found bloodstains on the bed, refrigerator, floor, and the bathroom sink. Inside one of the closets, they found a message left in red ink that said, "If you don't like the reflection, don't look in the mirror. I don't care." They also found his computer with an uncut raw version of the video. This one ran for 15 minutes and included no music. Over the next few days, packages containing Jun Lin's body parts were recovered at multiple government offices and even 2 schools. Luca wanted his murders to be known by everyone. Inside contained notes written on pink tissue paper which stated the following: "Roses are red, violets are blue. The police will need dental records to identify you, bitch. Die, bitch, soon. Stephen Harper and Lauren Teskey will know who this is. They fucked up big time." He was referring to the Prime Minister of Canada and his wife. Police checked the logs for who was staying at apartment 208, and they got a name, Luca Magnotta, and they sent out an international arrest warrant for his capture. When Luca went to Paris, he stayed at a hotel in Bagnolet, but the police were hot on his trail. By the time he left, they were able to trace his location to the hotel, where they found items belonging to him in one of the rooms, including magazines and airsick bags from the plane. He had left on a Eurolines bus to Berlin, but he was unable to stay hidden forever. At an internet cafe, Luca entered to use the computers and check the news stories about himself. However, people recognized him and contacted the Berlin police on the down low. They quickly arrived in a large group, escorted him out of the building, and arrested him. He was found looking at photos of himself and reading recent news stories of the murder case. Afterwards, he was handed over to Canadian authorities and they convicted him of first-degree murder. He now serves a life sentence in prison with the possibility of parole in 9 years. This story is genuinely one of the most bizarre and depraved that I've come across. The fact that an internet investigation into a low-life animal spiraled into one of the most high-profile murder cases ever is both fascinating and aggravating. Just knowing that this monster could have been caught months before he took someone's life is so frustrating. This story will be one that forever sticks with me, demonstrating how far someone will go for the slightest bit of attention, far enough to kill. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in a new video very soon.